All right, joining us now is Republican candidate for the 6th Congressional District in Louisiana, Mr. Elbert Guillory. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me share a few words with your audience.
Absolutely. So, kind of give us your background and some of the things you'd like to focus on if you do get into office.
With respect to my background, I've been a civil rights warrior since I was 15 years old, arrested many times, first time being when I was 15. But that gave me the passion to fight for equality and justice. And so that's what I have been. I'm a lawyer. I'm a former Rutgers law professor. I've worked for the Nixon administration in the 1970s. I've worked for 5 different governors in 5 different states and former state representative, former state senator in Louisiana.
What are some of the things you'd like to focus on if you are elected for such a very wide district stretching all across the state?
Government is not protecting people. Government is supposed to protect people. We have to protect people from the extraordinarily high prices that are the result of stupid government policies, spending. We have to stop taking money out of people's pockets and sending it to foreign shores instead of taking care of our people, our elderly, our veterans, our roads and bridges. I've got to fight the crime. We have to draw a line across the southern border and close it, shut tight. Anyone who comes in must be vetted, must be checked out before they can get into our country. I've got to do something about education. 13%, only 13% of Louisiana's children can read and write at grade level. That is obscene. So we have to do something about lifting the public school system and also giving parents a choice, giving them the money that Louisiana spends to educate the children and giving them the choice of where they want to send their children to school. Those are a few of the things.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Those are a few of the things that I
Oh,
plan
okay.
to tackle right away.
One thing we hear in Shreveport, and we've also heard in the Alexandria areas, with this new district, they're afraid that the issues in Baton Rouge are going to outweigh the issues up in North and Central Louisiana. What are some specific things you like to do in the parts of your district above I-10?
Well, remember that I'm a country boy. I'm from that part of Louisiana that's accustomed to being stepped over, disregarded, pushed aside. So I know how it feels. And because of that, if you look at my record as a state senator, I took care of all of those communities, the big ones and the little ones. No one was forgotten about, pushed aside. And that's what I will do again. No, New Orleans, Baton Rouge will not be the leader of my district. The whole district will be. Farmers need to be protected. Our food sources need to be protected. Our recreational activities. We need to have a better port system on the Red River. There are many things that really need to be done. We can make the 6th district the gem of Louisiana. And that's what I will work toward during my first couple of years.
One of the big issues in the presidential race and a lot of Senate and congressional races is abortion after Roe was overturned. Your thoughts on that and what you would vote on?
I believe that ultimately abortion should be a medical issue. It has become so politicized that we cannot just turn it over to doctors at this point. 1 million murdered babies. Abortion on demand is immoral. It's illegal at this point, and I certainly want to keep abortion on demand illegal.
Do you believe there should be exceptions?
It should, as I said at the beginning, it should be medically, the decision to abort should be medically driven and not politically driven. Ultimately, I want to get it back into the hands of doctors, but not just a bunch of woke folks who just go right back to 1 million dead babies every year.
No, you're Republican, but just don't want to assume. Who are you supporting for president?
I'm not telling.
Okay, keep that to yourself. What are some other issues that you'd like to see done in North Louisiana?
Safety is Shreveport needs to be much, much safer for this wonderful, beautiful place to be on America's 10 most dangerous cities list. That needs to be changed. We have to make Shreveport safe for our people. And after we do that, education will be my next step. And we went through a period of uh, exporting jobs, manufacturing jobs, sewing jobs to other countries. We've got to get those good paying jobs back into our country so that we can make our own stuff and not be dependent on foreign countries, but also so that our people can get the money and protect their families, raise their families, support their families.
You're the only Republican in the race out of all the candidates. Uh, how do you feel moving into election day for a mostly Democratic district?
I feel very comfortable. We've been able to work across the political lines, across racial lines, across any lines that there are religious lines. We have been able to communicate with and to resound with people of all ilks. And I'm happy about that. I'm proud of that. So I believe that we may upset the powers that be. I got into this race in July. My primary opponent has been running for this district since January. He had the big war chest, and I've raised some decent money, but not nearly as much as I could have raised if I'd started in January. I started when Congressman Graves got out of it, and I knew that I had an obligation to bring country boy common sense and godly decisions to this race.
Anything else before I let you go?
I would say there are three things that I would like to be remembered for. One, I love my God. Two, I love my country. And three, I am a country boy with country boy common sense. That common sense is not common in Washington, D.C.
Mr. Guillory, thanks so much.
Thank you. It has been a joy talking with you.